Korean Demilitarized Zone, 11:17 a.m. Bright morning sun, South Korean side. 24 U.S. Marines, routine patrol along the border fence. Standard operation they'd done 50 times before. Then their GPS malfunctioned. Navigation error, wrong coordinates. They didn't realize it, but they'd crossed the border. 100 meters inside North Korean territory. 30 seconds later, North Korean border patrol spotted them. Alarm activated. Military alert transmitted to Pyongyang. Within 4 minutes, 400 North Korean soldiers were mobilizing, surrounding the Marines from all sides, cutting off retreat, blocking escape routes. North Korean commander radioed in Korean, then broken English. American soldiers on Korean territory, you are surrounded. Drop weapons. Surrender now. This is only warning. Captain Jake Morrison looked around. 24 Marines, 400 North Korean troops closing in. Heavy weapons, armored vehicles, helicopter gunships inbound. Trapped, behind enemy lines, inside North Korea. No backup visible. Kim Jong-un's propaganda dream, American Marines captured on North Korean soil. Perfect for state television, international humiliation, maximum leverage. But North Korea made 4 fatal mistakes. First, those 24 Marines weren't giving up. They're United States Marines. Surrender isn't in their vocabulary. Second, Marine emergency beacon was activated the moment they realized their position. Signal transmitted to every U.S. and Allied base in region. Third, 30 miles away, 160 Marines were loading into helicopters, ready to extract their brothers, no matter the cost. Fourth, Japan, for first time since World War II, authorized its military to cross into North Korea to rescue American forces. 36 minutes, 24 Marines surrounded and fighting. Massive rescue operation. North Korean forces decimated. All Marines extracted alive. This is that story. Korean Demilitarized Zone, 4 kilometers wide, 250 kilometers long, most heavily fortified border on Earth. For 70 years, this line has separated 2 nations, South Korea, free and prosperous, North Korea, isolated dictatorship. American forces patrol southern side constantly, monitoring, defending, ensuring no North Korean incursions. At 8 a.m., Captain Jake Morrison briefed his platoon at Camp Boniface, closest U.S. base to border. Marines, standard patrol. We walk the fence line, check sensors, report any unusual activity, stay on our side of the line. Questions. 24 Marines, 2nd Platoon, Alpha Company. Experienced troops, veterans. They'd done this patrol hundreds of times. At 9:30 a.m., patrol began. Marines walking along southern fence, checking perimeter. Everything normal. At 10:45 a.m., they reached Sector 7, dense forest area. Navigation relied on GPS units, visual landmarks difficult. But none of the Marines knew their GPS units were malfunctioning. Satellite signal interference, coordinates drifting, showing them 200 meters south of actual position. At 11:15 a.m., Marines thought they were walking parallel to border, actually walking perpendicular, heading north toward North Korea. At 11:17 a.m., Corporal David Chen noticed something wrong. Captain, these trees, this terrain, I don't recognize this area. Are we off course? Captain Morrison checked GPS. GPS shows we're in Sector 7, south side. We're good. But they weren't good. They were 100 meters inside North Korean territory, and North Korean Border Patrol had been watching them for 3 minutes. At 11:18 a.m., North Korean observation post reported to command. American soldiers crossed border. Count 24 troops, armed, currently 100 meters inside DPRK territory, appear unaware of position, request instructions. North Korean Border Defense Command response: surround them, do not let them escape, capture alive if possible. This is major propaganda opportunity. Kim Jong-un will want them for negotiation. At 11:19 a.m., 200 North Korean soldiers began moving from hidden positions, encircling the Marines, silently, tactically, professional ambush. At 11:20 a.m., Sergeant Maria Rodriguez saw movement through the trees. Contact north, we've got armed personnel, multiple contacts. Captain Morrison immediately realized, check GPS, where are we? Corporal Chen pulled out a map, compared terrain. Horror washed over him. Captain, we're in North Korea. We crossed the border. We're on their side. Captain Morrison, everyone back. Move south, now. But it was too late. At 11:21 a.m., North Korean forces revealed themselves, emerging from trees, from bunkers, from concealed positions, surrounding Marines completely. 400 North Korean soldiers, Type 58 assault rifles, PKM machine guns, RPG launchers, armored vehicles rolling in, 2 Mi-24 attack helicopters approaching. North Korean commander used loudspeaker in English. American Marines, you are surrounded. You are on Korean territory illegally. Drop your weapons, hands up, surrender now or we open fire. Captain Morrison to his Marines, defensive circle, back to back, weapons ready. Do not fire unless fired upon, but we are not surrendering. 24 Marines formed tight perimeter, M4 carbines, M249 saws, 1 M240 machine gun, limited ammunition, no heavy weapons, no air support visible, no backup. Surrounded by 400 enemy soldiers in their territory. At 11:22 a.m., Captain Morrison activated emergency beacon, encrypted signal, broken arrow, 24 Marines inside North Korea, coordinates transmitted, surrounded by estimated 400 DPRK forces, immediate extraction required, will not surrender, will defend position. At 11:23 a.m., North Korean command again. Last warning, you have 2 minutes to surrender, then we attack. You cannot win. Give up. Captain Morrison responded in clear English. Negative. We are United States Marines. We made navigation error and crossed the border accidentally. We are attempting to withdraw, but we will not surrender. Allow us safe passage back to South Korea. North Korean commander laughed. You are prisoners now. Kim Jong-un will decide your fate. Surrender or die. At 11:24 a.m., North Korean forces began closing in, tightening the circle, weapons aimed, preparing to attack. 24 Marines, backs together, fingers on triggers, knowing they were outnumbered 17-1, knowing backup was 30 miles away, knowing they might not survive the next hour, but also knowing one absolute truth: Marines don't surrender, Marines fight, and Marines never leave each other behind. Sergeant Rodriguez whispered to Captain Morrison, "Sir, we're not making it out of this, are we?" Morrison, "Backup is coming, Rodriguez. We just need to hold until they arrive. We hold, we fight, we survive. Semper Fi." All 24 Marines, Semper Fi. At 11:25 a.m., North Korean forces were 20 meters away, preparing final assault, about to capture or kill 24 American Marines on North Korean soil. But at 11:22 a.m., 3 minutes earlier, the emergency beacon had been received, and the largest rescue operation in Korean Peninsula history was already launching.
11:22 a.m. Camp Humphreys, largest U.S. military base in South Korea, received the signal. Broken arrow, a worst emergency code possible. Troops in extreme danger, imminent capture or death. All available forces respond immediately. Colonel Marcus Webb, Marine Expeditionary Unit Commander, read the alert. 24 Marines, inside North Korea, surrounded, requesting extraction. His response took 3 seconds. Launch everything. Every helicopter, every Marine, every asset. We're getting our people out. Now. Authorization for combat operations inside North Korea granted. At 11:23 a.m., 16 helicopters launched. 8 MV-22 Osprey tilt rotors carrying 160 Marines. 6 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters loaded with Hellfire missiles. 2 CH-53E Super Stallion heavy lift helicopters. At 11:24 a.m., 12 F-35A Lightning II stealth fighters launched from Osan Air Base, armed with precision bombs and air-to-air missiles. Mission: clear airspace, destroy North Korean reinforcements, cover rescue. At 11:25 a.m., historic moment. Japan's Self-Defense Force received request from U.S. Command. 24 U.S. Marines trapped in North Korea request Japanese air support for rescue operation. Japan had never conducted offensive military operations since 1945, never crossed into another nation's territory, constitutional restrictions, but protecting American allies defending Japan. Japanese Prime Minister authorized, support American rescue, our pilots fly, our missiles strike, we defend our American brothers. At 11:26 a.m., 8 Japanese F-15J fighters launched from Misawa Air Base, first Japanese combat mission in 80 years, armed with precision-guided bombs. Mission: destroy North Korean forces threatening Marines. At 11:27 a.m., 4 U.S. Army AH-64 Apache helicopters joined from Camp Casey. 64 Hellfire missiles total. Mission: obliterate anything shooting at Marines. At 11:28 a.m., 6 minutes after distress signal, rescue force inbound. 20 helicopters, 20 fighters, 360 Marines, all heading to same coordinates, deep inside North Korea. Estimated arrival, 16 minutes. But at 11:29 a.m., North Korean forces began their assault. 400 North Korean soldiers opening fire on 24 surrounded Marines. AK-47s, machine guns, RPG rockets, massive firepower. Captain Morrison, return fire, hold your ground. 24 M4 carbines firing. 2 M249 SAWs, 1 M240 machine gun, accurate fire, disciplined volleys. First wave of North Korean soldiers cut down, second wave suppressed, third wave taking casualties. But North Korean forces kept coming, using numbers, overwhelming firepower. RPG rockets exploding near Marines, machine gun fire constant. 2 Mi-24 helicopters circling, preparing attack runs. At 11:31 a.m., 1st Marine wounded. Corporal Chen, leg hit by shrapnel, still fighting. 2nd Marine wounded. Lance Corporal Stevens, shoulder shot, still firing. Captain Morrison on radio, any station this net, we are taking heavy fire. 2 wounded, we need that extraction now. Colonel Webb's response, hold on Marines, 12 minutes out, air support arriving in 8, hold that position. At 11:33 a.m., North Korean Mi-24 helicopter began attack run, 30mm cannon charging, about to strafe Marines. Then 12 F-35A stealth fighters arrived. North Korea never detected them on radar, invisible until too late. 2 F-35s fired IM-9X Sidewinder missiles, heat-seeking, lightning-fast. Boom! Boom! Both North Korean helicopters exploded mid-air. Fireballs, debris raining, threat eliminated.
At 11:34 a.m., F-35s began close air support, precision bombing North Korean positions surrounding Marines. 8 GBU-53 Stormbreaker bombs dropped, small diameter, laser-guided, devastating. North Korean armored vehicles destroyed, machine gun positions obliterated, troop concentrations decimated. At 11:35 a.m., 8 Japanese F-15Js arrived, 1st Japanese
combat action in 80 years. Pilots nervous but determined. This is Samurai Flight, beginning attack run for our American friends. 16 precision-guided bombs dropped on North Korean reinforcements approaching the surrounded Marines. Troop trucks destroyed, artillery positions eliminated, command post collapsed. At 11:37 a.m., 6 AH-1Z Viper attack helicopters arrived. Low altitude, high speed, aggressive. Viper flight engaging ground targets, weapons free. 48 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles launched in 90 seconds, each missile eliminating North Korean position. Machine gun nests obliterated, sniper positions destroyed, infantry formations shattered. At 11:38 a.m., 4 AH-64 Apache helicopters joined, 64 more Hellfires, 30mm chain guns firing, devastating North Korean forces. At 11:39 a.m., North Korean attack collapsed, 400 soldiers reduced to 120, wounded, scattered, retreating. No air support, no reinforcements, command structure destroyed. At 11:40 a.m., 8 MV-22 Ospreys arrived overhead, landing in defensive perimeter around surrounded Marines. 160 Marines hit the ground, reinforcements, brothers, rescue. Captain Morrison, thank God, let's get out of here. At 11:41 a.m., all 24 trapped Marines loaded into Ospreys, 2 wounded carried by their brothers, all accounted for, all alive. At 11:42 a.m., 160 rescue Marines provided covering fire, suppressing remaining North Korean forces, ensuring safe extraction. At 11:43 a.m., helicopters lifted off, heading south, maximum speed, escorted by 20 fighters, protected by attack helicopters. At 11:46 a.m., all helicopters crossed DMZ back into South Korea, safe, mission complete. At 11:53 a.m., 36 minutes after being surrounded, all 24 Marines landed at Camp Boniface, every single Marine alive. 2 wounded treated immediately, both stable, both would fully recover. 0 Marines captured, 0 Marines killed. Perfect rescue. But American and Japanese forces weren't finished punishing North Korea for surrounding those Marines.
Within 1 hour, North Korean state media scrambled response. Korean Central News Agency. American soldiers illegally invaded sacred DPRK territory. Heroic Korean People's Army border guards bravely defended motherland. Enemy forces fled after suffering casualties. DPRK military successfully repelled invasion. Revolutionary forces remain vigilant. No mention of 400 soldiers attacking 24 Marines. No admission of rescue operation. No acknowledgement of Japanese involvement. Complete propaganda spin. But the world saw satellite footage. News networks obtained helicopter camera feeds. Showed 24 Marines surrounded. Showed massive rescue. Showed North Korean forces destroyed. The Pentagon released statement. 24 United States Marines conducting routine patrol near DMZ accidentally crossed into North Korean territory due to GPS malfunction. Upon realizing error, Marines attempted withdrawal. North Korean forces surrounded them and initiated combat. U.S. Forces Korea conducted immediate combat rescue operation. All 24 Marines successfully extracted. 2 wounded, both stable. U.S. and Japanese air forces provided support, eliminating North Korean military forces that attacked surrounded Marines. We thank Japanese Self-Defense Force for their critical assistance in rescuing American personnel. Global reaction was powerful. Japan's Prime Minister addressed nation.
Today, Japanese Self-Defense Force conducted its first combat operation in 80 years, not for conquest, not for aggression, but to rescue our American allies. The pilots who flew today defended the same values America defended for Japan after World War II. We are proud of their courage. Japanese public celebrated. JSDF pilots became national heroes. First combat mission since 1945, and it was to save Americans. South Korea's president, North Korean forces attacked American Marines who accidentally crossed border. ROK stands with USA. We are grateful Japanese forces supported the rescue of our American defenders. Strategic implications were massive. For the first time since World War II, Japanese military conducted offensive combat operations, crossed into another nation, dropped bombs, killed enemy soldiers. Constitutional interpretation changed in a single afternoon. Japan proved it will fight to protect allies, even inside North Korea. For US-Japan alliance, this was a transformational moment. Blood shed together, brothers in combat, unbreakable bond. Captain Morrison and his 24 Marines, each received Bronze Star for actions while surrounded, held defensive position under overwhelming odds, maintained discipline under extreme pressure, never surrendered. The 160 Marines who rescued them, Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medals, professional execution of combat extraction under fire. Japanese F-15J pilots, Japan's highest military honors, heroes who flew into combat for the first time in 80 years for American friends. 2 wounded Marines, Corporal Chen and Lance Corporal Stevens, both recovered fully, both returned to duty within a month, both carried scars reminding them of the day they were surrounded in North Korea and brothers from 2 nations came to save them. North Korean forces estimated 274 casualties from attempted capture of the Marines, command post destroyed, reinforcements eliminated, border defense capability degraded. Kim Jong-un learned surrounding American Marines doesn't lead to propaganda victory, leads to massive rescue operation, Japanese combat involvement, North Korean casualties, international humiliation. The GPS malfunction that caused this, investigated, fixed, new protocols implemented, would never happen again. But the message was clear. Marines never surrender. Marines never abandon each other. And America's allies will fight alongside them, even deep inside enemy territory.
11:17 a.m. 24 U.S. Marines accidentally cross into North Korea, surrounded by 400 troops, outnumbered, trapped, under attack. 11:53 a.m. 36 minutes later, all 24 Marines extracted safely, 2 wounded, both recovered. Historic U.S.-Japan rescue operation. North Korean forces decimated. This is Operation Brothers in Arms, proof that Marines never surrender. Brothers never abandon each other. Allies fight together. 24 Marines surrounded. 160 came to save them. Japanese pilots flew combat for first time in 80 years. All Marines home, all alive, all safe. Never surround Marines. Their brothers always come, always.